Morning, but I'm asleep. We're at the Home Depot. That's where we're starting our vlog. Mommy's looking for something for Jackson. Kind of weird to be in the Home Depot for that though, right? So this is what I came for. But I think I might get this actually for a tater tot for downstairs. They also have a stone one. Ugh, it's dirty. I think I'm gonna get this one though. Looks like the floors. So I ended up getting the colorful ones because when I looked closely at the like faux wood ones that I was looking at getting, just because like I thought it would look nicer downstairs, it wouldn't be so much like kitty stuff downstairs. When I look closer at it, I was like noticing that it's just like this thin layer of not material, but like I don't know that the design is just like this thin layer, and on some of the sides it was kind of like peeling up, you could see. So I was like, oh no, I don't want something that could peel up because then Jackson could put it in his mouth. So I just went with the like classic bright ass primary color matte. I'll show you guys in a second, but the reason I got that is so Jackson has a bouncy chair, and mostly all the bouncy chairs for that we got, it was ridiculous because it was $60, is for when we eat and he's awake. Because I, he can sit in a high chair and everything, and sometimes he does while I cook, and he'll like grab things on the tray, like try to, but his hand-eye coordination is good, but he's just not there with grabbing toys a lot, very often. Occasionally he'll grab a toy, but so I feel like the high chair would be kind of boring for him. And so when we eat, we let him sit in the bouncy chair, and he sits with us and he laughs and he looks at stuff, and it keeps him engaged, but without just like sitting there like, you know. And I use the bouncy chair whenever I have to eat during the day. I put him in there and I talk to him and we sing or whatever, and I eat and I pump. So that's really like, it sounds ridiculous, but that's literally like the only time I use the bouncy chair, because I need those things, especially with my fibromyalgia. But at the same time, it's like I don't want him stationary too long, if that makes sense. I want him to be like moving and exploring. And so then upstairs, I put his jumperoo in our bathroom so that I can every morning like get dressed and put my basic mascara, eyeliner, foundation on real quick. And it takes like 10 or 15 minutes, probably more like 10. But some days I don't even do it, so it doesn't matter. But on days that I want to put a little bit of makeup on, I let him in there for like 10 minutes in the jumperoo now, and I put a blanket, and he likes that a lot. But again, I don't want him in there too long because I want him like learning and moving and exploring. But it's kind of, it's good though when you have fibromyalgia. It's expensive though when you have to buy a lot of stuff like this, but it's good to have safe spots to set him in when I need him stationary, but I want to keep him engaged. But then, like I said, I don't want to keep him in there too long. But also, a lot of pediatricians said like you don't want to keep him in things like a jumperoo or those kind of seats very long, like for long periods of time during the day, because it can cause hip dysplasia because they're not ergonomically correct, if that makes sense. So that's another reason I'm like, okay, you've been in there 10 minutes, let's get out. So I have like a lot of seated stuff, y'all know. And then I have this that sometimes he naps in when we're down here, and my fibromyalgia is bad and I can't take him upstairs. He's kind of outgrown the napper. We don't really use that anymore. That's what we used to use when he would sleep and we would eat and stuff like that. But I'm probably going to store that soon. So he uses the playpen to nap in down here when I can't really go upstairs. Like walking upstairs is too painful for me, and I stay downstairs for the day. And then, or for the time period, I usually at least go up there once so he can play. But and then at the changing center. So I'm trying to think that's all. And then I have a swing in my office that I use. When sometimes I let him like nap in it, and he likes playing in it. But if I'm pumping upstairs, and he's kind of sleepy but not quite asleep, I'll put him in the swing and I'll like pump, and he'll look at himself in the mirror and stuff. But again, like I don't just put him in there and walk away and leave him. So anyways, that's like a long explanation for what I'm getting at. So I wanted something downstairs that he could start, being rolling around on, being on his tummy on, so that when he's down here, he's not always like being like, because he likes being held. I'll hold him all day if he wants, but also like he likes exploring. He likes being on the floor and like, you know, stuff like that. So I wanted to set up like some kind of mat where he could have that down here too as well. And it's funny because I put the mat down and the dogs just like they don't really like it. I don't know why, but I thought they would go and get on it and I'd find them laying on it, but they're like, mm-mm. I mean, they might end up liking it later, but it's like new and they're like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this. So that was kind of good. But so yeah, that's yeah, that's why I went and got that last night when I couldn't sleep. I was laying in bed thinking like how I really wanted a soft place for him to play down here, and I like it because I can move it around. I don't love it as much as the one that's in his room and that's going to be in his playroom. I like that one much better. It's much more comfortable. It's much more like gel-like and anti-fatigue and like nicer, obviously, but that thing was like $17 at Home Depot. So I mean, that's good enough for down here. And I've just gotten to where like the dogs have, Ralph is really struggling with this, but they have learned that you can lick him and stuff, but not his like face around his mouth, and don't lick his hands. And that's because y'all have seen in vlogs, he just fist in his mouth constantly. So because he's still so little, because I know like I'm not gonna be able to avoid it. They're eventually they lick him in the face, you know. But teaching them that like you can lick him, just like not those places, they won't do it so often. Well, Amber won't. She's really smart. She gets it. She only licks like the back of his head or his leg or you know places like that I've like been like that's okay. But Ralph really struggles with wanting to lick him all over his face. But they've gotten really good now where if he, and I would never like put him down on the floor with him or put him in anything low and walk away, just because you, no matter how much at the end of the day you trust your animals, you have to be safe, because it might not even be that your animals would just go after the baby and hurt the baby, but your baby could hurt the dog, and then the dog out of fear and just an instant reaction could like nip or bite your baby. So you have to be careful about that. And it's not that I don't trust them like completely, because I do. It's just a safety precaution for Jackson and for them as well. So when I got that floor mat, I'm not going to be like putting him on the floor and walking away, just so y'all know. Most of the time I will probably like put the baby gate up so that if the dogs do get close to him, that he doesn't pull their ear or their tail or something like that. Unless I'm on the floor right there sitting, then I probably will put the baby gate up. That way the dogs are safe and all that stuff. So, but when he's in his jumperoo and stuff, or his swing, they'll walk up to him and they'll give him kisses and they'll check on him and stuff like that. But again, I'm always present and in the room. It's like, it makes me so nervous when people are just like, I'm just going to put my baby on the floor and walk away. And it makes me nervous for the dogs too, because I feel like you have to respect your pet, and knowing that your baby could hurt your pet, like, you know, like not intentionally, but then your pet out of fear could nip or bite or worse. And it's not that they're like a bad animal. They're just like, that's their natural reaction. Anyways, I'm just ranting because I am running on like 1 hour of sleep. I'm going to show you guys the play mat now that I've talked for 8 minutes. The mat I got, and it's easy to move, and the corners are like, it comes with pieces here, but I know as he gets older, he might start pulling them up and chewing on them, because a lot of the smaller kids that I've nannied in the past or worked with have done that. They like chewing on these. That's why in his playroom I got the other one. I liked it a lot better. But this will do for just some floor playtime downstairs. And it's funny because the dogs don't like it. I was worried they'd run in here and sit on it, but they're like, not so much. But it's pretty big. So there's my foot, if that tells you. Big enough for a little baby to crawl around as he's learning to explore. I mean, once he learns to like fully explore and crawl, then, I mean, he's going to go wherever he wants. But for now, I feel like this is good for downstairs, and I can take it apart and hide it away when people come over. Got a bad case of the grumps. So we just woke up from nap. Didn't have very long, so I can't tell if he's still tired, but he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to read. He doesn't really want to do anything but lay on mommy. So he gets mad when I read. I think he just wants to cuddle. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I think you're still tired. I think you are. I think so. That's okay. That's okay. Can you say hi? Can you babble for us? I think you're still sleepy. You mama cuddle bug? Yeah. Are you going to Grandma and Grandpa's? Yeah. Are you gonna go meet your great grandma? Yeah. You're being really happy for being in the car and it stopped. You hate when the car stops. Is it because mommy's back here? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because your face changed for a second.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I love you, baby. I love you. Tell Mom about it. Can you say blue? Is Mr. Octopus... Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Is Mr. Octopus blue? Yeah. He is? Is he? Because when Mommy said... I said, is Mr. Octopus blue? You said, no. Blue. Ooh. Try blue. Blue. Ooh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The toilet closet whispering because Jackson's asleep. And it's like 9:30. We just got home. Text your mom that we made it home. And he's not swaddled. He does not like sleeping not swaddled, but I'm hoping he'll sleep long enough for me to shower and Justin